Hello everyone, today is a new episode of the Mr. Frontend community, and in the previous video I've talked about the fetch API, and that's just a normal API that's being supported in the browser. And maybe you heard about the AsyncAwait, and we can do cool stuff with the AsyncAwait in combination with the fetch API. And today I want to show you how you can do it. This is not going to be a long video. This is just practical, just short, so you can see what you can do with it. And hopefully you will learn enough to use it yourself. So before we can use AsyncAwait, we need to define a function, and we need to add a keyword async before we define the function. Over here I've created a arrow function, but you can also do function like this, or you can do like this. Just what you prefer, but I prefer this this syntax, the arrow function. Later I will explain more in another video about the arrow function, but let's dive into the AsyncAwait. And in order to use the await, we need to have a function that's being labeled as async, and otherwise we cannot use it. Well, first we define a response variable. It's a constant, and inside we give it a await. So the JavaScript parser knows that it needs to wait until it goes to the next line and to the next line, as long as there is a await keyword in it. So the fetch API returns a promise, and it returns that into the next function, because response, we use that over here, and the .json, just like I told you in the previous video, the .json parses your result or the data into JSON. And over here we returning that JSON data out of the function. So if we comment this out, we can see that we get the data back. Like here we have the GitHub username. And just like the normal fetch API, this works exactly the same, only the way of writing is a little bit different, and maybe even a little bit easier to read, because it's gonna go into order. And it's still a asynchronous function, as AsyncAwait makes that clear. And you can see that by before fetch, after fetch, and then the result comes to the browser. So we calling the AJAX function, and that AJAX function is gonna return a promise, and that's the reason why we can use the then method. And in the then method we define this variable as result, but basically that's the data that comes from the AJAX function. And in the result we have all the data that we getting back from the GitHub API. And in this case we have in the HTML we have a div with a class, and we set the result.login, so the login name, to the HTML, and that's what you see here. So hopefully this example with the fetch API in combination with the AsyncAwait keywords make it a lot clearer for you to use. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can join us on Slack so you can talk to us and ask us a load of questions. So hopefully see you next time. Bye!